Okay, so hi and welcome to cloudwords.net, and we are here with another exciting guest with another exciting interview. With me is Sandra Ponce de León uh, from Trunx. But Sandra is going to tell us all the details about the service in just a few minutes. So, Sandra, I have heard and Wall Street Journal about what you're looking in applicants, and you mentioned I don't want to talk about like the application process, but you said you had like a pretty unconventional journey in your life, and
Yes.
I would really love to dig a little bit into that. So, what did you do in the past? How did you become the person you are today, basically?
Well, coming out of college, I studied global economics, and I thought that I wanted to work in the securities industry. I actually did work in the securities industry initially, coming out of college, and at that point, I had worked for a couple years out of school, and I was studying for the CFA, which is the Certified Financial Analyst. And it's a 3-year test. You have to study very, very hard for it. I think I studied for 6 months. And when I took it, I failed it. And
Oh.
at that moment, I decided I didn't want to study for it ever again. And luckily for me, it was right when the initial first .com boom was happening in San Francisco. And there was really so much energy around the city and the industry, and I just decided that's where I need to go. And so that was really where I ended up starting to work in startups. And initially, I started working for online advertising companies. From there, I worked for a company that was way ahead of its time, but was looking to automate the international trade process. And that's where I initially
Hmm.
met Jay Shen, who is the co-founder of Lifetime Memory Inc., which is the parent company behind Trunx. I hadn't, after that point, I had many different positions. It wasn't necessarily linear. I started out in business development, actually, and my first marketing job was actually at Open Harbor at that company. And then from there, continued on my career path. I even took a 2-year hiatus where I was designing jewelry, and I actually waited tables in San Francisco. And then
Interesting.
came back to marketing and came back to technology. I have a very broad marketing background. I have a background that really covers both business to business B2B and business to consumer B2C. But
So
ultimately,
you having the marketing degree from a university, or
I
is
don't
it
have a
everything is
marketing degree.
self-taught, or what is your
Yeah,
background?
I've learned it on the job. I've learned it on the job. I think that's the beauty of technology and startups is that, I was given an opportunity to prove myself in an industry that I didn't have the training or background in, and I've been able
Mhm.
to go up the ranks, really learning on the job. And there's really so much to learn every year. Things change that, it's actually worked out quite well. It's such a fast-moving industry.
Mhm.
You just constantly have to keep yourself up to date on the latest technologies and trends.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
that's really interesting. So you were basically commenting you have a lot of experience in the B2B space, and now you are working what is more a B2C
well,
app or a
B2C, right.
B2C environment, right? So what led you to change be oriented marketing more into the
Yeah.
consumer space?
Well, there was a time period where I actually was running a marketing consultancy, and I was able to handle business for a lot of diverse clients, and that's really where I initially got my start in mobile applications and consumer applications. So from there, that was really, I understood at that point that that was my passion, that mobile marketing and consumer marketing, being in mobile, was my passion. And so when this opportunity came along, and as I had previous experience working with Jay and at this other role, it was really just a no-brainer. I knew that I would love the company, and it really spoke to a personal pain point that I had, which was management of my photos in across various platforms and social networks, and how do you aggregate all that mass amount of media that you're creating and have it in one unified place. So I knew
So
that
basically the first touch point with you mentioned mobile and mobile search and the mobile devices. So I mean, mobile is huge, obviously. So I mean, there are so many people using mobile phones and tablets and whatnot. So when was actually your pivotal moment, basically, when you realized, oh my God, mobile is and I gotta be in this space. Was it when you started working at Trunx, or was it even earlier? So
before
was
that,
your
yeah.
epiphany basically in this regard?
Before that, one of my initial clients in my marketing consultancy was a company called My Shopanion, and it was a mobile commerce platform. And it was at that time, it was, right when I think Instagram had just come out and the iPhone had just come out. I think it had been out maybe now a couple of years. And it just really seemed to me that this was really going to have a major impact on all of our lives. And it was so exciting to be in a space that was constantly changing, constantly evolving, really disrupting almost every industry that we know today. It was just at that moment I knew this is where I want to be. This is exactly where I want to be.
Yeah. So you've been working you have pretty like high marketing positions. A senior director of marketing at BuzzLogic. I'm just stalking your LinkedIn profile right now. Okay. VP marketing at HitLogic of marketing. So how long did it take you actually to get to this level of experience? Would you say it is was mainly hard work, or is it a lot of the useful connections in the valley,
Absolutely a
or
combination of
both?
both. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was very lucky. I mean, I started out as a marketing producer after taking my 2-year hiatus at LookSmart, and within 6 years, I was able to get to senior director of marketing. So I definitely think it was a lot of hard work, and also being at the right place at the right time, and being a very passionate person about my career, and really kind of pushing myself, at all levels, and trying to explore, when new technologies came about. I started a video blog when I was at BuzzLogic, and I started,
Hmm.
pushing the company into blogging, and really being out there on the social networks. So it's just, I think, a combination of being an early adopter, being passionate about technology, having great connections, and being very fortunate, and also hardworking, of course.
So, really, then describe the moment when you actually met the founder of Trunks. So, how did I mean, you briefly touched upon the topic, but how did you guys really come together?
So Jay and I, as I mentioned, had worked together at a previous company probably about 10 years before I came on board to Lifetime Memory Inc. And I think he had just handpicked me for this role, but it took a while for me to be able to come on board because I had another job that I had actually just started as a VP of Marketing for Bright Idea, which is an innovation management platform. And so
Hmm.
I was really torn because I loved that company, but I also knew that, my passion was in mobile marketing and consumer products. So it took a
Hmm.
little bit of convincing, and I met with both Jay and Jeff, and over the course of 5 months, when I saw the prototype for Trunks, and, again, kind of, it really resonated with a personal pain point of mine. That's when I decided I needed to come on board.
Hmm. And why is it actually? I mean, we're going to talk about Trunks in just a moment, but why is it actually that you said, okay, was it really your strongest pain point that you couldn't find any application or anything that could manage your photo albums, or was there something else that was the huge market so attractive, or why? I mean, why photo storage or management?
I mean, yeah, it was something that I was having an issue with. I was running out of storage. I had been at the point where I had to delete photos because I couldn't take another video. I didn't know what to do with my videos, and I didn't really know how to manage iCloud. So, yeah, absolutely. It was something that was a personal pain point and challenge for me. Also, the opportunity, I really love the opportunity to bring a new product to market. So, having that, having the prototype in hand and having a blank slate to be able to create the brand and, bring on the team and people that I love to work with in order to build that brand was just, such an amazing opportunity to be given. So I think it was definitely the combination of me being, a consumer of the product, but also understanding, how fun it would be to bring this product to market.
So tell me, Sandra, how do you create buzz around a product or around a service that, actually doesn't seem to be that innovative at first sight? So how do you create buzz around this kind of app?
I think that there's a lot of things, right? I think it starts with the brand. For us, it was very important to have a brand that stood apart from what else was in the market already, and so we really
You
wanted to
have this
have.
nice little elephant, right?
Yeah, yeah. We wanted to have a personification of the brand, of something that was relatable but fun, and so it really started there. And it's continued. I mean, we actually have a very strong community that we interact with on a regular, almost pretty much a daily basis. It's our Trunx VIP community. There's 300 members in that community, and they help us on an ongoing basis, from promotion to giving us reviews, giving us product feedback, testing new features. When we have questions that we want to ask to them. I'm sorry?
Influencers in the tech field. So those are
Those are
like influencers
these
in
are
the tech
just
field, like
no,
authors
no, no,
or
no. They're
writers,
just
or
they're passionate users of Trunx. They're passionate users of Trunx. They're not necessarily influencers. We definitely spend a lot of time with our community. And yes, obviously, getting the right kind of people to, getting in front of the right kind of people to feature your product. We were lucky to have a couple very significant features last year. We were featured by the Elvis Duran Show, which is a radio show out of New York, and they featured us in their What's Trending segment, and that was incredible for us. And then we also were featured on the Today Show just recently in October, and that was also really great. We were featured by Mario Armstrong in a segment about organizing your phone and cleaning up the clutter on your phone. So both of those were great placements for us.
So walk me through the process. I mean, I'm always curious of how other people organize marketing campaigns. So how walk me through the process. How did you land this feature on the radio show? What was the exact steps?
Well, it's a matter of finding a PR agency that you trust, that has very good relationships, working continuously with them on different angles and how we want to approach the story, how we want to pitch Trunx, whether it's from a spring cleaning perspective, or just never run out of storage again is another angle, and then continuously going to those reporters with exclusives, with features where they can cover the story in a way that is different from anything else, and so giving those reporters those opportunities.
You're currently working with a PR agency that establishes those contacts, and
Exactly.
you pass them the information you want them to pass to the reporters.
Yeah, it's a very collaborative relationship. We work with them. They understand what is coming up from a new feature perspective, and so we collaborate around how we want to position those features and the establishing a target list of reporters that we want to go out to. We knew that for us that the consumer market and everyday people that are watching the Today Show, that are listening to these shows, that have these pain points, that's really where we want to continue to get our brand out to the market. So that was really a focus for them, and they were successful in getting in front of those outlets.
Yeah. Okay, so give me the 30-second elevator pitch for Trunx. I'm really curious if you can convince me to really use this service on a daily basis.
Well, Trunx is an amazing way to organize and store your photos and have them accessible to you at all times. It's one of the great things that I've found personally about it is to be able to have pictures that go all the way back to 2002, and to be able to at any time show those pictures to someone that I'm talking to. So I love to have my pictures accessible to me, and I love to be able to share them with people as well.
Yeah, but I mean, I've already have Dropbox, so why would why would I use another service? And if I can use Dropbox to upload my photos and do all kinds of stuff with it.
Sure. I
Oh,
mean,
my colleague is just sorry.
yeah. I was just using Dropbox and Carousel yesterday, and I was trying to find a photo myself, and I
Mhm.
found it extremely difficult. So I would say it's really about the ease of use and the experience. For Trunx, we actually have 3 different ways where you can find your pictures, look at your pictures. We have our timeline view, which is an easy way to see pictures just from your recent past. We also have a calendar view, which makes it super simple to find pictures. You know, if you want to find a picture from Valentine's Day 2007, you can find that picture. And then
Yeah,
we also
also like you can tag the pictures in the app, and then I guess you can also search for those tags in the actual app to really like organize your photo collection, right?
exactly. I just took a recent trip to Peru for Christmas and New Year's. All of those pictures I tagged Peru 2015. And now I can go back to them anytime and find them. I also have, 2 kitties, so I love to show pictures of my kitty cats, and I have tags with Blue and Sasha, so I can always find those. And it's just super simple, and we also have a feature called Shared Pics, which is a great way to share photos without having to email them or text them. If you're, on a trip with some folks, some friends, it's a great way to share pictures. You don't necessarily want to share every picture that you have on Facebook. And for me, I personally have a family photo album with 14 different family members that are all contributing pictures. So it becomes this really live, living, breathing thing where it's in real time. And again, I have these pictures that I had never seen of me even when I was a child. That they're adding to the photo album. So it's really, really fun.
So you can actually really have, and how does it work with the storage? Because I mean, you offer like the unlimited storage plan, and if I have an account and I pay for the unlimited storage plan and create an album, then everybody could upload to that album their photos, or how does it
So
work? Or
the
would
way
that be
the albums
possible?
work,
Or
they're private albums, so it's whoever you invite to your album will be able to collaborate with you on that. Sorry, excuse me, on that album.
mm-hmm.
And then you can also you have the ability to lock the album at any time. So the way that works is everybody then has access to those pictures that are shared. You can pull them into your own timeline and then do what you want with them. But it's a
Okay,
manner
so
of privately sharing your photos.
yeah, and is there any encryption in place right now for the photos? So do you have like a a secret encryption service, or do you encrypt the photos prior to uploading them onto Trunx servers, or how does it work? Or what kind of
So
service do you use? Are you using Amazon as your main server infrastructure?
yeah, we do have a double encryption method in place for the photos. We have the encryption keys actually lie on our own data server, and then yeah, we do use Amazon for the storage. But they're stored in
Mm-hmm.
Amazon in an encrypted manner, so even if Amazon were to get hacked, those photos would not be vulnerable. Privacy and security is definitely something that we take very seriously. Our founder Jay Shen, he's worked with a massive amount of scale of transactions. His first company was a predecessor to PayPal and was sold to eBay. So he's always had that security at the forefront of his mindset and developing the infrastructure and also with the ability to scale the infrastructure.
And in general, where do you want to be in the next couple of months or in the next year with Trunx? What are your goals for the app in general and for your overall growth?
Right. Well,
When do you say, hey, this is going to be really successful? Because I'm sure you guys have some metrics where you say, hey, we need to work in this area or we need to grow in that area, and when has the moment arrived when you say, hey, yeah, we're going to continue for the next 5 years, we're going to grow for the next 10 years, or when do you pull the plug when you say, hey, this is not going to work? Because I'm
well,
sure it's now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've always had a long-term vision for the company, for Lifetime Memory Inc. Our founder, Jeff Shen, his previous company is a company called Maxon. They've now been in business for over 10 years. They're one of the largest mobile browsers and cloud browsers out of China, also expanding globally. So everyone in this company has a long-term vision. We're here with it to stay. And in terms of seeing success, we definitely, we're excited to, come up against the 1 million user mark, and we're hoping that that happens soon. I think that would be a major milestone for us.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I think this was, releasing the pricing most recently was also a significant milestone. For us, it was really about being able to have that, give people, a really generous amount of storage that they could use, but also give them the opportunity to earn up to unlimited storage. And so for us, being able to see those referrals come in and see people that are recommending the service to others is also, something that's, a very significant milestone as well.
Can you share? I mean, I'm always curious about those numbers. Can you share the referral rate of users, or can you share how many users convert actually from the free trial or the free version to the paid version?
I would love to share those numbers, but we really just released this last weekend, so I don't think that the numbers are really significant enough, but we are making money now. So we do have some revenue coming in, which is really exciting.
Very nice.
But I think, maybe if we have a conversation maybe in 6 months from now, I might be able to share more in terms of those conversion rates from freemium to paid, but there's definitely a good. We've seen a nice uptick in those numbers, up to this point, and I think that for us it signifies the fact that we really did go with the right price point for the market, and also the right kind of incentive to add new users.
Have you tested the price points, or did you just say? I mean, at what price point are you right now? You are at $10, no, $15 per month.
No, we are at $4.99 US dollars per month.
$4.99.
We did a significant amount of surveys out to our user group. Of course, we were also looking at the competitive landscape. I mean, I think it's a really interesting market, but I think one of the things that we've really recognized early on is that storage prices and storage itself is, really kind of headed down in terms of the price, and it's a commoditized. It's commodity. You've got Amazon that's offering it, as an add-on to their, Amazon Prime service. So, for us, really, the focus was, getting those plans out there, and our focus is on really pushing the referral plan, because that's, one of the ways that we look at scaling. So, and
I'm really guessing that the people are not storing terabytes and terabytes of data on your server. So they may have 200 photos, 500 photos, 1,000 photos, or 10,000 photos, but this is really not adding up to a lot of storage in general. I mean, for example, if you look at other companies that really provide backup, so to speak, where like Backblaze, for example, they offer unlimited online backup for $5 per month. They actually, I think they have a lot of users who really max out this unlimited plan. They have terabytes. I mean, I'm using Backblaze, and I have 5 terabytes of files to back up. I'm sure you're not running into this kind of a problem with Trunx. Am I right?
Well, not yet, because we don't have video import as an option yet. But that's something we do plan on building out. We do have some power users that are up there in the terabytes, but you're right, there's not that many of them, and so for us the price is manageable, and it's not. We're not losing any money on this offering as of yet, and we don't intend to.
And are you going to? I mean, right now, as we've covered before, Trunx is more aimed at the consumer space. Are you actually targeting also, or are you planning to target professional photographers, offering backup solution for professional photographers, or any other interface for professional photographers to share photo albums with their clients, or do you already have people or professional photographers using the service in this way?
Yeah, I think that we do have a number of professional photographers, and obviously those guys are power users. A couple of the features that we'll also be adding that will tailor more to those photographers will be having a web application and being able to manage your pictures online, and also being able to accept different files other than just your standard JPEGs, so raw files. That's something that we also plan to add in the future. I think once we have those capabilities, we'll definitely be getting a lot more of the professional power photographer users. But I think that our users to date, when I look at them, the makeup of them is really your everyday person. That loves to take pictures. It could be a mom that loves to take pictures of their kids. They also are concerned about the security and privacy of their photos. They don't necessarily want to be putting their children's photos up on Facebook because you never know what can happen with those photos. And we have, young millennials, in the even 13 to 24 age group that just love to take a ton of pictures, love to take a ton of selfies and videos, and so they are the ones that are always running out of storage. Maybe they couldn't afford the largest size phone, so they, had to go with the 16 gigabyte phone, and with that, you hardly get anything. So, they're constantly having to remove pictures from their phone, which is not a fun process, especially if you're deleting them completely. So Trunx allows you to really extend and expand the capability of your phone, through the cloud.
But aren't you afraid of being like cannibalized by other larger services like Facebook, Dropbox, or Instagram, that they're like going to be offering similar services of what you're basically offering right now?
Well, I think the beauty of our service is that we're platform agnostic. So you're not going to see, Apple offering, an integration to Facebook, or, to integrate all of your pictures and unify them in one view. And you're not going to see, other services do the same thing. So for us, we actually do have integrations.
Yeah, but the thing is, I will take my images with my cell phone. They're currently on my cell phone, but then I could use the app I'm using anyway, like Facebook, and upload it to Facebook, or upload it to Instagram, or whatever. So now I have to learn like another app. So do you see the danger in this regard, that people are just too lazy, basically, to use a new app that is going to promise the world, but ultimately it's not so much different from other solutions?
I think it actually is quite different if you look at our interface compared to a Google or an iCloud or some of the other ones that are out there, and those companies are in the same space. Right now we're competing with those players, and we still have found that people don't necessarily have all of their media just in one place. Maybe they have different devices, like an Android as well as an iPhone. They want to be able to see all of those images in one place. Facebook isn't necessarily the most user-friendly. If you try to find a picture from 2007 from Facebook, it's not necessarily organized easily for you in a manner that you can get it. Can Facebook develop that? Absolutely. Can Apple develop it? Absolutely. But I think that for us, the benefit is the fact that we are platform agnostic, and we do work with all of these various platforms, and the truth is we all have our pictures scattered in so many different places, and that's the beauty of Trunx, is that we unify them in one place for you.
So what's the next goal on your roadmap right now? In the next couple of weeks, or what's the biggest task that's actually up on you in the next couple of months or weeks?
Well, one of the biggest things that we're going to be doing is developing a video import. So right now you can take up to 30 seconds of video in Trunx. It goes just directly to the cloud. So what we are going to be doing is developing an interface for importing your video off of your phone. And with that, you'll really be able to extend your phone even more. For us, we really want to make Trunx the place where you store all of your photos. Our vision is to be the world's memory bank. So in order to accomplish and fulfill on that vision, we need to be able to store and keep and unify and organize all of your media for you, including your video. So that's something that we plan on developing.
So basically the idea is to also be able to stream video from the Trunx cloud.
Yeah.
On your cell phone. Okay. It's going to be really interesting, because there are obviously a lot of users that don't have like the extreme LTE broadband connection that might pose probably some problems for some users, just like streaming the videos from the cloud because of the data packages people have with their cell phones. But I mean, I can see the necessity, and I can see the development clearly heading into the direction of obviously having more bandwidth available, and more that the mobile plans are actually going to be a lot larger and more generous by the mobile phone companies. So this development is actually pretty interesting with the video.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're right. We really do have to take into concern, what people's connections are, what their data plans are. So those are all the things that we're currently working through right now. Is how do we actually make it a feature that is usable, that isn't taxing on your data plan. It still makes those videos accessible to you, so that you can pull them whenever you want to look at them.
So how many people are currently at Trunx, and are you hiring? Are you looking for more staff?
We are hiring, yes. So there are, I believe, about 18 of us, and we are looking for a designer that can help us, a junior designer that can help us with, some of the new initiatives that we have, and also optimizing on certain platforms. We also want to get an iPad out and a tablet-friendly version out there. For now, we're really just using the iPhone and Android versions, and we also are hiring for an intern. A marketing intern to
Mm-hmm.
help us on marketing programs.
So the marketing intern would work with you, I assume.
Yeah, with our team, with my team, exactly.
Nice. So where can people find more about you or about Trunx? Where should they go? Where should we send them?
So Trunx.me, Trunx with an X. It's Trunx.me. That's our website, and you can find out all about our application there. You can find us in the App Store, on the Apple App Store, and you can also find us on Google Play. And we're also on Twitter and on Facebook. Trunx app on Twitter.
Okay, Sandra, thank you very much for the interview. It was really a pleasure getting to know you and Trunx a little better, and I wish you all the best with the product. I believe it's really an interesting development, especially with the increased use of mobile phones and the mobile development overall. So it's going to be really exciting watching your company, well, hopefully grow and explode.
Yes, thank you, Maurizio. It's been great. It's a very exciting space and a very exciting place to be. So, yeah, stay tuned. We've got some really cool stuff coming up with Trunx. So I know that our team will be in touch with you to let you know of new developments.
Thank you very much. Okay, so, and if you guys want to know more about cloud storage and cloud services in general, visit cloudwords.net, and also please subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we will publish more and other important people in the space, such as Sandra. I really hope you enjoyed this week's interview, and we are going to see us next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.